this edition of the Palmetto Informer. The South Carolina National Guard welcomes a new Adjutant General. Guardsmen take part in Friendship 2 in Saudi Arabia. And it's the year of the fox squirrel. The Palmetto Informer starts in 3, 2, 1.
From Saudi Arabia, covering the Friendship 2 exercise with the 1st of the 118th Combined Arms Battalion, welcome to our first video edition of the Palmetto Informer, a quarterly look at events happening in the South Carolina National Guard. I'm Sergeant First Class Joe Cashin.
And I'm Sergeant Erica Knight. 2011 is off to a busy start for the Guard, highlighted by historic promotions, deployments, and the inauguration of a new Adjutant General.
After 16 years, the South Carolina National Guard is under new leadership. Major General Robert E. Livingston Jr. became the 27th Adjutant General in the history of South Carolina during the general election last November and assumed command during a ceremony January 9th in Columbia. Livingston, who was subsequently sworn in as the Adjutant General, assured the governor he is ready to lead a force of more than 10,000 citizen soldiers and airmen.
Governor, I know these troops, I know the South Carolina Military Department, and I assume this responsibility without hesitation or mental reservation, and look forward to serving with you in the days to come. Thank you very much.
History was made in the South Carolina National Guard when Colonel Darlene Goff was promoted as the first female general officer in the South Carolina National Guard during a January 7 ceremony at the Bluff Road Armory. A native of 96, Goff began her military career as an enlisted soldier in 1977. She was awarded her commission as a second lieutenant after graduating from the Palmetto Military Academy in 1981. She has served in many positions, including the Telecommunications Center Officer, Maintenance Staff Officer, and most recently was promoted to Assistant Adjutant General for the South Carolina National Guard. Currently, Goff serves as the Vice Chief of the Joint Staff for the South Carolina Military Department, and she assured the South Carolina National Guard leadership that she will wear the rank well.
I want to say to General Spears and General Livingston that I will do everything that I can do to make a positive difference in our organization. I'm excited about this new opportunity and about being a key part of this great organization and serving the citizens, soldiers, and airmen of South Carolina.
Lieutenant Colonel John Ramsey assumed command of the 51st Rear Operations Center during a change of command ceremony on February 6th at the Belton Armory. Responsibilities of the 51st ROC include designing secure forward operating bases for units to occupy, as well as the military police designing security plans.
It's exciting. Yesterday we went through simulations of rollovers and training soldiers how to conduct convoys. We have a great group of talented engineers, MPs, and other officers.
Shortly after he assumed office, we had an opportunity to sit down with Major General Livingston to hear his command philosophy as well as his ideas about the South Carolina National Guard.
We have a reputation of being the best National Guard in the nation. We certainly are going to have some challenges. We're going to have some very serious budget challenges over the next few years, both at the state level and at the federal level. But I think we have some great opportunities because our federal government has to look fundamentally at how we defend our nation.
Sir, a major item of your platform is the resilience program. What is that exactly, and how important is it to the overall health and welfare of the South Carolina National Guard?
This is the key item today. We have asked a lot of our people and also of our families, and that's proper. We are in difficult times in our nation. We are a nation at war. The National Guard has always been the mainstay of the defense of our country, as I mentioned, since 1670 in South Carolina. So it is proper that we ask the National Guard to step up and provide the services that the people of our state and our nation need, but at the same time, we're making great demands of our people. And it is incumbent upon us to reduce the stress that is being caused by the multiple deployments, reduce the stress that is being caused by the high operational tempo, and it's just taking care of your people.
We will be back with more of the Palmetto Informer right after this.
Welcome back. In February, the 1st of the 118th Combined Arms Battalion traveled here to Saudi Arabia to take part in Exercise Friendship 2. Here's Sergeant First Class Joe Cashin with more.
Approximately 600 South Carolina National Guardsmen traveled to a remote operating base in Saudi Arabia during February to take part in Friendship 2, a joint military exercise between the United States and the Royal Saudi Land Forces. For 2 weeks, the 1st of the 118th Combined Arms Battalion, 218th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade, trained alongside their Saudi counterparts on many facets of modern warfare. Improvised explosive devices, close quarters battle, tactics against snipers, and close air support, to name a few.
The engagements that we have with the Saudi Arabian Army affects their army, it affects our army, but it also shows the people of the region our ability to cooperate with each other and our ability to be able to operate together.
To that end, we have actually cross-attached platoons at the lowest tactical level. Cross-attached platoons where my platoons are working with their Saudi companies and their Saudi platoons are working with my American companies, talking on the same net and understanding how to work with each other. Critical component if we ever have to in the future work together in real operation.
Everybody good on commo? Alright. Inbuilders be good on that. What about fuel?
The days started early and were often long in the Saudi desert. However, the soldiers seemed to relish the overseas training, a first for some.
Doing our jobs, that's what we like to do. That's the one thing you'll hear a lot of people say is, let us do our jobs. And our job is to close with and kill the enemy. And when we're out here training to do that, we're having a good time.
It's been a great experience all around. I really enjoyed the training and getting to see a different part of the world. And it's really helped me kind of get in the mindset of what like a deployment would be like.
It wasn't all work and no play, however, as the soldiers of the 1st of the 118th got a chance to experience the Saudi culture during the tour.
We've gotten to sit down, have a conversation with the Saudis. They're happy that we're here. We're all happy to kind of intermingle and talk with each other. We've traded some patches, that sort of thing. It's been fun.
The soldiers are enjoying the opportunity to get to train with the Saudi Army, which could lead up to a future deployment. They're doing great things for the Saudi military and for the South Carolina Army National Guard.
Friendship 2, showing the 1st of the 118th Combined Arms Battalion is steadfast once more.
It's time now to take a look at what's going on around the South Carolina National Guard.
This is Lieutenant Colonel Jim St. Clair with the South Carolina National Guard Public Affairs Office with your SCANG News Update. In this edition, Chaplain Brian Bowman deploys to Guam and McIntyre celebrates Earth Day 2011. Chaplain Major Brian Bowman from the 169th Fighter Wing at McIntyre Joint National Guard Base has been enjoying balmy tropical breezes on a faraway Pacific island. But he's not on vacation. Rather, Bowman is deployed to Anderson Air Force Base, Guam, where he's been ministering to the spiritual needs of thousands of airmen, soldiers, and sailors also deployed there. Bowman deployed for this 3-month mission because of a continuing chaplain shortfall at Anderson Air Force Base. And unless things change, this might be the last National Guard deployment covering this vital active duty Air Force mission. Some of Bowman's responsibilities include leading chapel services, Bible studies, and participating in numerous operational readiness exercises. But he says the best part of his deployment so far has been visiting with troops in their workplace. Bowman says that he was surprised by the heavy counseling load that he's encountered so far, but he says that it's very rewarding and it's always helpful when troops come to their chaplain with their needs. He says that they have a saying at Anderson Air Force Base, "Go tell it to the chaplain." Bowman expects to redeploy to South Carolina in April. Next, the South Carolina Air National Guard's Earth Day 2011 will be observed at McIntyre Joint National Guard Base, and the Environmental Management Office is planning an entire week of environmentally themed activities to mark the occasion. This year's theme is Year of the Fox Squirrel. Fox squirrels are slightly larger than their gray squirrel cousins and have striking black and white facial markings. Every month at McIntyre, there are several sightings of the fox squirrels, and the environmental managers would like to know more about their resident population. Some of their efforts will include inspecting their nesting boxes and even moving some of the boxes to more suitable locations. Also, activities planned for Earth Day will include an entire base cleanup of the grounds, cleaning up streams and ponds at McIntyre, and the Earth Day week will conclude with a 5K fun run walk and an Earth Day luncheon held at the base canteen.
While in Saudi Arabia, we were able to spend some time with Command Sergeant Major Robert Brickley, who became the state CSM in July 2010.
I'm so excited about being here and getting around basically the world, seeing our soldiers in action. I'm so proud to be a South Carolina Army National Guardsman, and that State Sergeant Major, it's an honor and a privilege. Wherever I've been, I see great morale. The soldiers are doing what they want to do, and that's being soldiers, and we're training for the next mission. So I'm extremely proud and expect to be there to see our troops wherever we go.
Brickley had previously served at the 59th Aviation Troop Command.
That's all the time we have for now.
I hope you enjoyed our first video edition of the Palmetto Informer. For the first of the 118th and all the other South Carolina Guard units training here in Saudi Arabia, thanks for watching.
Yeah.